Welcome to the Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva, and we are here at Phoenix, Arizona at the NCAA conference. My guest today is Lindy Brobeck. She is from Marrietta College, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I start out my guests where they went to school. So where'd you go to school?
I went to Marrietta College in Ohio.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay, so you work for the same school that you went to school at?
So I work in the same conference.
Ah.
Not the same school, though.
Okay, so now tell everyone what you do, what your status is at the school, and explain it all to us.
Okay. So I'm currently a Division III women's lacrosse coach. I'm an assistant coach, and I'm at a mid-sized university for the D3 level, which is really cool because it's a different world than I experienced when I was a player. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. So now as a lacrosse coach, you do a lot of recruiting.
Yes.
So what type of high school kids are you looking for when you recruit?
So I'd say the biggest thing that I look for when I'm recruiting a player is I want you to have body language that is positive. And it's so quick to tell that. And that's the first thing I look at in a player. And then I'll learn how you play, and I'll learn if you're coachable and things like that. I'll talk to your coaches and stuff. But I want to know that your body language on the field is good, yeah. And then I'll move forward with you.
So now when you find these players and they come to school, give me a sense of what the student athlete is going to go through for the year. When do they start? Do they start in July? Do they start in September when school starts? Give me an aspect of what happens to a freshman when they show up.
Yeah. So the really nice thing about Division III athletics is that you have that balance. And so they come in at the exact same time as everyone else. They're learning all the same things at the same time. And then we do some fall ball stuff, and they get to be around their team and team bond and everything like that. And then they come back in the winter right with everybody else. But we start about a week after they come back, and you're full swing in season in January.
So now from January until when is the season? It usually ends in like April?
So April if you don't go to conference championships, and then if you go on, but your goal is always to be playing in May.
And who does Marrietta play?
So Marrietta College, where I played, we play in the Ohio Athletic Conference. So I also now coach there. So I coach at John Carroll University, and we play everyone from Baldwin-Wallace, Mount Union, Otterbein, Capital University, and Muskingum University as well.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So now, what are you doing here at the conference?
So I'm actually the Ohio Athletic Conference Division III National SAAC Delegate. So I sit on Student Athlete Advisory Committee.
Now, what does the Student Athlete Advisory Committee do?
So our biggest thing is that we're the voice of our conference at the national level, and it's truly, you learn the sense of why your voice truly matters as an athlete, and it's an amazing experience.
Okay, so a student athlete that's at school, they come to you and they give you an issue of what?
So they can come to us. The conference level can also come to us, which is really nice and helpful, and our commissioners are great to work with. They can come to us with any issues where it's from compliance, or it can be, I don't like the way a practice season is set up or something like that, or it can be anything from like the philosophy statement of Division III.
So give me a sense of what's a big major issue these days?
A major issue these days, I would say, definitely mental health advocacy. I mean, that's an easy one. And so learning a lot, and that's one of the really cool things we get to do on National SAAC is we get perspectives from all over the nation and people who come from all different backgrounds and all different places. So you get a very different sense of things, and it truly forms a full-fledged opinion on things that are going on.
So now at a Division III school, they don't give out scholarships.
Correct.
So how does a student, come to the school and afford a university like that?
So, I mean, the biggest thing you can do is outside scholarships. I think that is huge, and it's so easy now to find so many scholarships. And you can hone in filters, and you can look at your parents' demographics and where you grew up and things like that, and jobs you've had. And that's definitely like a huge pull for a lot of people. And then a lot of times there are like 5-year MBAs or 5-year master's programs that you can get if you go to some Division III schools.
Yeah.
And those are well-known programs, so it's really nice.
So give me a sense of where the school is located and what's at the school.
So John Carroll University is located about 15 minutes southeast of downtown Cleveland. So it's a lot of fun. We're in the middle of University Heights neighborhood, which is cool because there's families and everything like that. The biggest thing that we pull just in general as like a school-based thing is our Bowler School of Business. So they are a really great school, and one of the really cool things about them is that they structure into their curriculum professional development. So they're doing things in downtown Cleveland with businesses and internships and things like that through your curriculum, and it's not this extra stuff you have to do.
Yeah. So now internships, that's a big thing. So do you see a lot of student athletes that go to Division III schools looking for internships as well at corporations there?
Yeah, so, and that's a huge pull for John Carroll University for sure, because we are so close to downtown Cleveland, and there's so many very large businesses in downtown Cleveland. And our alumni base does a great job of staying close. And so they love to pull kids from John Carroll for internships.
Yeah. Do you do any events with the students as well?
Oh, yes. Oh, all the time. We love to get the career fair, and we do things where it's just like you're learning how to talk to adults and things like that, network stuff along those lines, because when you graduate college, you have to be able to go be an adult, and sometimes you don't learn the life skills.
Yeah. Now, so what do you see as the student athlete coming to the school? What do you see as some of the biggest attributes of the type of person that you're looking for a lacrosse person?
So, I mean, just in general, like off the field. As a person, just being gung-ho, like you're ready to go and you want to try new things, I think is huge. And then the other thing I would say is just not being afraid to be yourself. You're going to college and you're going to be in a whole new crop of people. You most likely will not know anyone when you go. And so when you go to college, you get to be whoever you want, and the easiest thing to be is truly yourself.
Now, do you find grades as a big thing for high school students, or do you think more, do they have to play on, other than a high school lacrosse team, do they have to play on an outside lacrosse team?
So, like playing club lacrosse in the summers and the fall definitely helps. But personally, I never did. And I played 4 years of college athletics, had the time of my life, had so much fun. So you don't have to. And if that's not your drive, and if you put your time and energy into other things, if you can show us that you have drive and you have competitive nature and things like that, you don't need to play on those other teams. And then the other thing I would say is grade-wise, John Carroll especially is just a very high academic school. And so our girls push themselves hard in the classroom and on the field, which is awesome.
Wow, that's fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the practice time that you have there. Do you give the students, because it's a Division III school compared to, let's say, a Division I type school, time management and how to get practice in, how to get the games in, homework, so on and so forth?
Yeah, all the things that you get when you're in college. So definitely in the fall, we base ourselves around football and soccer because they are in season, they get the field first. And so in the fall, typically we have like the weird times where it's early in the morning or it's later in the day, but it's not in any other time where you'd be doing other things. So
Yeah.
that's kind of nice. And then during season, you have a structured time every single day that you're at practice, and the games are on the same days at the same time. So that's a huge help because you're not like changing your schedule all the time. And that's one of the really cool things about Division III is that we're on days, not hours. And so we get days to do things, not just hours like Division I and Division II do.
Gotcha. Good. So we're coming to the end of the show, and usually I ask my guests, what advice do you want to give to the students and the parents that are watching? What advice do you want to give them?
I would say the biggest thing, and there's a lot of people who are going to say you're going to have a feeling. You're going to know when you know. And as somebody who didn't know when I knew, everybody else around me said that they did. My piece of advice would be know your audience, know who is around you, and take advice from the people you trust, but you can weed out other advice too. And you don't have to take advice from every single person. And college is the most selfish decision you're going to make in your life. So choose something that you're going to be proud of.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you've been watching The Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva. Until next time.